on the screen and how real everything suddenly felt. She asked me what scared me most about becoming a father, and I said everything. The responsibility, the money, sharing custody with someone I don't trust anymore. She wrote something in her notebook and looked at me. Your anger at Laura is separate from your feelings about this baby. He didn't choose any of this. I knew she was right, but separating those feelings was harder than it sounded. We spent the rest of the session talking about what kind of father I wanted to be and what that looked like practically. She gave me homework to write down 3 things I could control about the situation and 3 things I needed to let go of. I left feeling slightly less overwhelmed but still pretty scared about the whole thing. That weekend, Laura started texting me pictures of baby furniture, a crib from Target, a changing table from IKEA, a rocking chair she found on Facebook Marketplace. I realized we were about to buy duplicate everything if we didn't coordinate. I suggested we make a shared spreadsheet to track purchases and split costs. She agreed immediately and sent me a Google Sheet link within an hour. We added columns for item, cost, who bought it, and which house it would go to. It felt weirdly businesslike but also practical. Over the next few days, we filled it in with basics. She bought the crib for her place. I bought one for mine. We split the cost of a car seat since we'd need to transfer it between cars. She got a bassinet, I got a portable playpen. The spreadsheet helped us avoid fighting about money and made everything feel more manageable. At week 24, I was at work when my phone rang with Laura's number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. She was crying and her words came out jumbled. Spotting. Emergency room. Please come. I grabbed my keys and told my boss I had a family emergency. The drive to the hospital felt like forever, even though it was only 15 minutes. I found her in the ER waiting area, holding her stomach with both hands and looking pale. The nurse called us back pretty quickly and got her on a bed. Laura squeezed my hand while the doctor did an exam. They hooked her up to monitors to check the baby's heartbeat and did an ultrasound to look at everything. The doctor explained that some spotting can be normal, but they wanted to make sure. The heartbeat sounded strong and steady on the monitor. The ultrasound showed everything looked fine, probably just a small issue with the placenta that resolved itself. Laura started crying again, but this time from relief. They kept her for observation for 2 hours and I stayed the whole time. I got her water and crackers from the vending machine. I helped her text her sister to let her know what was happening. When they finally discharged her with instructions to take it easy for a few days, I walked her to her car. She turned to me in the parking lot and just stood there for a minute. Thank you for coming so fast. I nodded and said of course I would come for something like this. She looked exhausted and scared. I'm really afraid of doing this alone, of being a single mom. I wish things had gone differently with us. I told her honestly that I was scared too. Being a parent was going to be hard no matter what. But we could both be good parents separately. Our son would be better off with 2 honest people co-parenting than 2 miserable people forcing a relationship that didn't work. She wiped her eyes and got in her car. I watched her drive away and then sat in my own car for a while before heading home. My next therapy session with Audrey focused on what happened at the hospital. She asked me how it felt to be there with Laura during a crisis. I said it felt like the right thing to do, but also confusing. Part of me wanted to comfort her, and part of me remembered why we broke up. Audrey explained that crisis situations can create false intimacy. When something scary happens, we fall back on old patterns and old relationships. But showing up for medical emergencies doesn't mean getting back together romantically. I needed to keep that distinction clear in my head. She reminded me that I could be supportive as a co-parent without blurring boundaries as an ex-partner. I could care about Laura's well-being and our baby's health without sacrificing the boundaries I'd set for myself. That made sense, but I knew it would be hard to maintain when emotions ran high. A few days later, Laura texted me that things at work were getting better. The gossip about her and James